everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the new S.H.Figuarts Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk figure. Now this figure comes packaged in the same kind of standardized window box packaging we've seen with the other Avengers Age of Ultron figures in this line. You've got the figure clearly displayed, you've got a close-up image of the figure down below, you've got the name of the character off to the side, we have the Avengers logo along with a fist logo for the Hulk, I guess for smashing, on the window. On the sides, you have, again, a close-up look at the Hulk, a little brief bio about the S.H.Figuarts line, which you see sprinkled up throughout the packaging. And on the other side, a far-off image or a complete image of the figure. And then on the back, again, multiple images of the figure in various poses. Okay, so let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. So right off, I'll tell you, I really like the sculpting detail on the body, and I like the paint applications. I think they come out looking really nice. I am not super sold on the face sculpt for this one. This one does come with two heads. He comes with this head that's kind of like growling, it seems like, and then he comes with a head with his mouth open like he's yelling. And I actually like the yelling head a little bit more, but to be honest, I think the weakest thing about this figure is the head sculpt. Neither one, I think, terribly looks like the Hulk from the movie. And I just don't really like this this regular head sculpt that comes attached to the figure when you open it up. But otherwise, I like the sculpting. I like the muscular sculpting on his chest. He's got the six pack, and I like the detailing with that. And I really like the wash work on the skin. You've got kind of the mixture of the lighter greens, almost a yellowish tone, with the darker greens, giving real definition to his muscles and everything. So I really like that. You can see some veins on his forearms, which look pretty good. And then he's got the purple pants with the red striping and the little Avengers A on his pants like we see in the movie. And he's got even some really nice detailing with his feet, like the toes. Got those Hulk toes with toenails, the dark gray for the toenails, so I like that. He comes with two pairs of hands. He comes with closed-fisted hands, which are attached with the figure when you open it up. And even the closed-fisted, you can see like the little thumbnail. His fingernails are kind of clenched in, so you can't see them. But on the closed fist, you can even see like the little gray thumbnail, which is nice. And then he comes with an open pair of hands, which are nicely sculpted as well. And again, you can see all the fingernails on the open hands, and you can see the veins on both pairs of hands. You can see like veins on the outside of his hand. So I think that definitely looks really nice. On the back of the figure, nice sculpting detail with the muscular on the back. You can see all the muscles sculpted on, which looks really nice. And then with the pants, you can see the wrinkles in the pants and everything sculpted. So again, really nice attention to detail as far as the sculpting and the paint applications go on the body of the figure. Okay, so this figure stands just a little bit under 8 inches tall. It's actually a little bit shorter than the Hasbro Marvel Legends Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk. So the Hasbro figure is a little bit bigger, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Now, as I said with the Captain America figure, the S.H.Figuarts Captain America figure that we looked at yesterday, and here's a comparison of those two, and you can see the scale's pretty good. Hulk's much bigger. But I think these lines, the Marvel Legends line and this S.H.Figuarts line, are pretty compatible with one another as far as scale goes. So here's Hasbro's Marvel Legends Age of Ultron Iron Man figure. And again, you can see the scale's pretty good. Now, I don't have my Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure to show you, but again, being that this S.H.Figuarts Hulk's a little bit smaller, you can pretty much guess what the size is. Here's a Black Widow from Hasbro's Winter Soldier movie line, and you can see again they're in pretty good scale with one another. Now, I don't have the Avengers Age of Ultron Black Widow figure yet. That's coming in the Amazon box set, which is due out next month. However, I should have that set actually to review for you guys next week, so stay tuned for that. And then here's the Age of Ultron Prime figure. And just for one more comparison, here's a look at the Thor Avengers movie figure from Hasbro's first Avengers movie line. And again, you can see the scale's pretty good between these two figures. Okay, so articulation on this figure is pretty good and pretty much on par with what we've seen with the other S.H.Figuarts figures in this line. The head is on that double kind of ball joint, so you've got the movement at the bottom of the neck, and then the head is attached on a ball joint, so a little bit of extra movement. So he can look left and right good. He can look down pretty good. He can't really look up. He can look straight ahead with the way the neck is sculpted and the head, but he can look straight ahead good. And you can kind of tilt the head to the side, so good movement with the head. Shoulders are attached with those again, those kind of double ball joint systems, so you can see how the arm is attached in a ball joint inside the kind of chest area, and you've got that kind of double chest joint, and so the arm kind of, you know, separates from the body a little bit to give it extra movement, and then it's attached with a ball hinge joint at the actual arm. So he's got good rotation there at the arm, and he can get his arms all the way out. He does not have a bicep swivel on this one, just the swivel on that ball joint there where the arm actually attaches to the body. He's got a double hinged elbow, so he's got good bending at the elbow, and the hands are attached with ball joints as well, so there's no hinges. They're just again a double kind of ball joint system, where the one ball joint's inside the arm and the other one is for the hand, so it gives it a pretty good range of motion up and down. Not as much up, but definitely has some down, and you can do it left and right good, and he's got the swivel, so pretty good movement with the hands. Same goes for the fists, the closed-fisted hands. You've got pretty good movement there. At the midsection is attached with the ball joint, so that gives you this swivel at the midsection. You got a little bit of a crunch down, and then he can look up at the midsection. Now again, when you have him looking back at the midsection, you do get that kind of gap between the lower torso and the upper torso. He's got a thigh swivel, though not a whole. You can only swivel it a little bit there at the, or I should say waist, not thigh, but you've only got a little bit of a swivel there at the waist. Legs are attached with ball joints, so the ball joints don't separate from the body at the waist like we saw in the Captain America figure. So he can do the splits about that much, which is pretty good. He can only get his legs forward about that much though, and can't really do his leg back at all. Does have the thigh swivel there. Double jointed knees, so good bending at the knees. And then he's got that ankle type ball joint pivot there. So he's got good pivot, some up and down movement with the feet. And he's got the swivel there. And then he does have the toe articulation as well, so he can bend his toes up a bit. And no peg holes on the bottom of the feet for these. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I like the figure for the most part. The only thing I don't really like is I'm not a huge fan of the face sculpt, especially for the growling face. Other than that, I think this would almost be a perfect figure. Now, again, the question that I kind of always ask with these, is it really that much better than like Hasbro's $20 Marvel Legends figure? Paint applications are definitely better on this S.H.Figuarts figure. Size-wise, they're pretty close to about the same, even though technically the Marvel Legends one is a little bit bigger. Articulation, I'm going to say, you know, the S.H.Figuarts is a little better maybe, but not a whole lot. So when it comes down to it, you know, unless you're just that much hung up, and I like the face sculpt better on the Hasbro one. So I think Hasbro actually has a better looking face sculpt than the S.H.Figuarts one. So between the two in this case, I would have to say, you know, I probably would go with the Marvel Legends one just because of the price difference. Again, you have to pay between $60, you know, in the neighborhood of $60 and $70 for these S.H.Figuarts. They're import figures, so they are much more expensive. So when it comes down to it, you know, a $20 Marvel Legends or a $70 S.H.Figuart, with this one, I probably would say you're probably best going with the $20 Marvel Legends. Again, though, you know, not that this S.H.Figuarts is a bad figure, and it definitely has a much nicer paint job than the Marvel Legends one, but I just don't think that makes it worth paying that much more money for. So that's my review. We'll have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com. There's a link in the description below. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.